During President Trump's State of the Union address, many Democrats protested. They protested specifically by holding some black bingo paddles that said things like false and Musk steals, as well as some signs, just general anti-Trump stuff, Musk stealing referencing the Doge thing and how he's taking money from the Treasury, and false referencing how Trump just lies a lot. He just objectively does if you look at the fact checks. So I saw that Anna Kasparian tweeted about this, and I thought, oh, maybe she's live tweeting this State of the Union address. I know a lot of commentators do that, both on the left and the right. So I see her respond or quote tweeting Ken Klippenstein. So Ken Klippenstein has a tweet with a picture of all the protest stuff, the false and Doge or Musk steals, saying congressional Democrats expressing opposition to Trump by holding up little signs that say things like Musk steals and false. And Anna Kasparian quote tweets it saying, they look about as bored doing it as we are seeing it. Is this really appropriate? Okay, I'll tell you what, it could be appropriate if you were also criticizing President Trump and his disastrous State of the Union address filled with toxic, corrosive lies, hate speech, slander against the government programs that help people, just vicious demonization of immigrants, and using basically using sleazy, underhanded tactics against the Democrats, saying that, oh, they're the ones who tried to imprison me. It's like, no, they did not try to imprison you. That was the justice system. It was not the Democrats. Joe Biden was not involved in it. AOC was not involved in it. You name it, virtually all those Democrats in Congress, nothing to do with it. So he told a bunch of lies. Anna Kasparian, the only thing that she tweeted about this State of the Union address was this very thing. They look about as bored doing it as we are seeing it. So nothing in there, nothing fact-checking Trump or his outrageous claims. Just, oh yeah, look at those Democrats. You have to wonder, and I give credit to Anna Kasparian for a lot of the points she's made about Trump's economic plan. She did a video on Trump's tax plan, well, specifically the GOP tax plan that Trump has said he is supportive of and that he will sign. This bill advanced by Mike Johnson, which is going to cut Medicaid by $880 billion, which is going to raise taxes on the bottom 95% of income earners by a pretty scary amount, like not anything to scoff at, and then cutting taxes for the top 5%. Just pure divisive garbage. And Trump's like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. Maybe it'll lower prices, yeah. So she's made some good points, but this is not stuff that we can afford to do. This is unfortunately what I think is catering to a right-wing audience, not calling out anything in President Trump's speech, but instead just saving your smoke, saving your ire for the Democrats protesting him. You know what? You can make fun of the Democrats, but you have to make fun of the Republicans as much, if not more. That is the golden rule of being honest and not being a far right-wing hack. I'm sorry to say. So if you look at someone like me, I am a centrist. I actually make fun of the Democrats and the Republicans. I focus most of my ire on the Republicans nowadays because Trump is president. Republicans hold majorities in both chambers of Congress. But I've criticized Biden where it's due. I criticized Biden specifically for some really outlandish claims, including claiming that under him the 28th Amendment was passed. That did not happen. He claimed the 28th Amendment was the Equal Rights Amendment. It was not passed at any point. So yeah, that was really bad. But you know what? Trump is president now. We need to focus mostly on him. You can go after the Democrats, but you have to save your ire for criticizing President Trump. And if you're someone who is just going to focus almost all the time just on bashing the Democrats, I'm sorry to say, but you probably are a far right-wing hack. You probably are. You're not being honest. If you call yourself a centrist and just say, Democrats are so bad, Democrats are so bad, Democrats are so bad, you have to have most of your smoke directed at Trump. He's the one who's got an unelected billionaire, the richest man on the planet right now, running the federal government in the administrative state purely to enrich himself, not to cut corruption, not to cut waste, fraud, and abuse. No, he's just trying to get money for himself. He's just trying to get the federal government, the administrative agencies off the backs of his companies so that he can make more money. It's a self-enrichment scheme. Tell me what exactly about the GOP tax plan is populist or centrist. None of it. And I give credit to Anna Kasparian for calling that out, but and I know that on her show she probably criticized the State of the Union address, but for crying out loud, the way that you use X does speak volumes. What you decide to post there speaks volumes. If people are seeing this, right-wingers are seeing this, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's our girl. She agrees with us. Democrats are bad. Democrats are cringe. Look, you know what? You can say Democrats are cringe. You can say the way they protested was cringe. You can say holding up bingo paddles was cringe. You were entitled to that opinion. But you cannot simply skirt attacking President Trump on this platform. If you're on a platform, you're talking politics, you have to dedicate a lot of that time to criticizing President Trump. I'm sorry to say, if you want to be consistent with what you say you are, which is a progressive, you've got to go forward criticizing President Trump. You must rebel from MAGA, and you must dedicate most of your posts against that. People can help their credibility by attacking their own side at times. I do understand that. If you only go after the other side and just seem like fundamentally incapable of understanding arguments against your own side, that's totally fine. I think that there are instances of Democrats acting cringe. I think we saw some strange stuff. For example, in the Women's March in 2017, after Trump took office, Madonna was saying she thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House. I was like, what the heck? Don't say that. That is so crazy. So look, I'm not afraid to point out issues with the Democratic side, with the anti-Trump side, but right now Trump is the president. He is the president. He is saying that God saved his life so that he could be president. Textbook fascist rhetoric. He is saying that all illegal immigrants are guilty for the crimes of a select few, and therefore all are deserving of being deported. He and Tom Homan, they're dying on that hill. They're like, yeah, we got to get these people out of here. I mean, he's gutting the administrative state, gutting the ability of government to issue life-saving regulations for Americans to make sure that their food is clean, that their drugs are safe, their water is clean. The EPA, the EPA is under attack when we've got a climate disaster impending. And I mean, in a sense, already here, but the worst of it obviously is yet to come. But we have a chance to actually do something. People elected Trump, and now it's like, okay, we don't really have much of a chance to do something for 4 years because President Trump and the Republicans are in office. Trump has Republican majorities in both chambers of Congress for 2 years straight. So for the sake of the environment, for the sake of the poor and the middle class, the people who depend on government assistance to survive, the people who cannot pull themselves up by their bootstraps, for people who are immigrants, possibly illegally, who didn't do anything wrong, who just are living the American dream, trying to live it at least, stand up against President Trump. Spend most of your time criticizing President Trump and Elon Musk and Doge and the Republicans in Congress for advancing a disastrous tax bill. You can make fun of Democrats on the side. You can do that. But do not withdraw from criticizing President Trump. That's the bottom line. So yeah, you can see there's some comments in that set of replies to Anna Kasparian that are from right-wingers, acting like, hey, yeah, Democrats bad, Democrats bad. Be careful, Anna Kasparian. Do not attract the wrong audience. That's what I'll say to you. Stick to criticizing the Republicans and their ridiculous tax plan, their horrific policies, Trump's absurd gaffes and lies that he tells every day. Stick to that. That is your lane. Leave mocking the Democrats mostly to the Republicans. Don't start dabbling into, oh yeah, no, I'm an enlightened centrist and I beat up on them equally, by the way. You should not be beating up on both parties equally because both parties are not equally as bad. Those are just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. I respect some of Anna Kasparian's takes on other issues, but I was just concerned about this using X only to mock the Democrats and not call out President Trump's disastrous State of the Union address. That is the crux of my issue with it. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Morris, the Merrier, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.